My ex-girlfriend cheated on me with my best friend, but they couldn't handle being excluded from my life. I'm currently 24 years old, but when everything happened, I was 16. I had a close friendship with two friends who were also my neighbors. Now, they should be 25, her, and 24, him. To avoid confusion, I will call myself Alex, my ex Sarah, my ex-friend Johan, and another friend Matt. When I was a child, I had a neighbor named Sarah, with whom I sometimes played outside the building where we lived. She was a year older than me, but we got along very well. It's worth noting that I never felt attracted to her until much later. After some time, another boy named Johan joined us occasionally. I wouldn't say we were friends, but we got along well. We went to the same school but were in different classes. When we finished kindergarten, we stopped hanging out as much because I went to a different elementary school, but we were always friendly with each other. When I turned 10, I became very close friends with Johan and Matt, who were in the same class as me when we were in kindergarten, but he also went to a different school. I didn't see Sarah very often, but whenever we did go to school together, she always got very close to me and always found a way to sit next to me. We used to take the bus to school, and I never noticed anything because I'm slow when it comes to relationships. Around the 4th or 5th grade, Sarah, Johan, and I got closer, but around that time, I started catechism classes to prepare for my first communion, and they went with me. At the same time, other friends from my primary school were also there, especially a girl I will call Anna. She studied with me, and we were very close. I could consider her my best female friend. She was with her cousin, and we started spending more time together, which I think Sarah didn't like much. She always found a somewhat believable excuse for us to be together. I didn't suspect anything at that time. Yes, I know I'm slow, no need to tell me. The only thing I knew was that now I had a larger group of friends. But looking back, there were very obvious signs, like how she would get upset when Anna and I were close, and how she became very affectionate with me when we were together. When I completed my first communion and finished primary school, I didn't see Anna as often because I was in a different institution, already starting high school. I became even closer to Sarah, Johan, and Matt, although they were in another school. We would always hang out whenever we could, like in the morning, since we were in the afternoon shift. When I moved on to my first and second year, I noticed changes in Sarah. She had become even more affectionate with me, and Johan and Matt always found some excuse to leave us alone at any moment. One day, in December, possibly fed up with my inability to understand the signals, she confessed her feelings to me by giving me my first kiss. Believe it or not, I didn't see it coming. Remember, I'm slow with these things. I decided to return her feelings with 3 conditions. First, that we wouldn't tell anyone else until we were sure this was what we truly wanted. Second, that we wouldn't have sexual relations until we were 18 or older. And third, that if we did have sex, it would always be with a condom until we wanted to have children. If these rules weren't followed, we could remain friends and go our separate ways. Incredibly, she was understanding and immediately accepted. At the end of that year, I discovered that it was her parents who told her to confess her feelings to me, which took me by surprise. I received congratulations from Johan and Matt, and they both wished us luck in our relationship. But from here on, there were external problems that really bothered me. Her parents were the typical religious people who believed they were always right and spent their time preaching the word of God. You'll see why this bothered me. My ex's parents were well known in the community where I used to live and also in the church where I had my first communion. They were also leaders of the apartment complex. I never got along with either of them because her mother was a long-tongued viper, and her father was an idiot who thought he was correct about everything. More than once, I wondered how Sarah could stand them without going crazy. At that time, I enrolled for free in a gym owned by someone I knew to learn self-defense and boxing, which helped me a lot. I also became more interested in art, so I was quite busy at that time, apart from my school duties. One day, my ex-father-in-law said something that made me furious and led me to get into a fight with him. Although he was a bit taller than me at that time, I was in the fight. He managed to land some good punches on me. After that, we decided to only be cordial with each other, including my ex-mother-in-law. At the same time, I started my 3rd year, and everything was excellent that year with our relationship until the end of the year when we weren't communicating as much as before. We used to send each other messages during class, and Johan would sometimes join in. But, well, we were all busy at that time. The following year, Matt told me that he had seen Sarah and Johan acting weird and asked me what was going on. I didn't say anything at the time, but I had already noticed something. I have to say that by that time, both Johan and I looked identical physically, so much so that Sarah and Matt would joke that we were twins. But there were 3 big. You can click on share and more to see if there is a part 2.